It's a reality. The scenario is likely to happen. What Mudavadi enjoys the most is the fact that Rigathi Gachagua anajiharibia jina. Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of Yoleno TV. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for those who've been supporting our channel to this level. If you're not for you, our channel would not have made it this far. Now today we'd like to take some little analysis on something that is slowly growing. This is the differences between Mudavadi and Rigathi Gachagua. So you understand that recently Mudavadi toured Brazil, though with a very lean delegation, and according to sources, Mudavadi was set to represent Kenya during inauguration of President Lula da Silva, an event that was scheduled for 1st January. And by the way, Brazil also faced the same scenario we had in August. There was a disputed presidential election. Now the losers went to the Supreme Court and that case was thrown out. So there is some similarity between the Kenyan election edition, and the Brazil's election edition. So Mudavadi was assigned the task of representing Kenya for that occasion. We expected that the president was the one who was supposed to tour, but I think the president decided to delegate it to the third in command. Also, we expected that the person who was to represent Kenya would have been Rigathi Gachagua, because it's always attended by the heads of state. So in this segment, ladies and gentlemen, we want to analyze why Mudavadi seems to be comfortable seeing Rigathi Gachagua continue being on a political self-destruction spree. So why am I calling this thing that Mudavadi seems to be comfortable about a political self-destruction spree? You understand that recently Rigathi Gachagua has been on Sakaja's neck, taking Sakaja toe to toe over some of those policies that the county government introduced. And the policies were meant to make Nairobi city a safe place, a good place for doing business. But because some of these policies affected the Kikuyu business community, now Rigathi Gachagua has been attacking Sakaja left, right, and center. And this is the reason why some lawyers leaders, the likes of Atoli, the likes of Wajakoya, decided to come to Sakaja's aid. And that's why I started this analysis by saying that Mudavadi seems to be comfortable seeing Rigathi Gachagua be or subject himself to a self-destruction spree. And for that reason, I've managed to derive two observations on this issue. Two observations. But before we get to these two observations, please take time to subscribe to this channel. Give us a like. You can hit the notification bell so that every time we upload such videos, you will always become the first person to get notified. Now, my two observations are: one, if Gachagua continues to attack Sakaja, Gachagua will lose the support of other loyal hustlers throughout Kenya. And this will have consequences in future when Mudavadi and Gachagua face each other in the ballot. You know very well that the third in command is Mudavadi, but the second in command is Rigathi Gachagua. That means that once the president of the Republic of Kenya, William Samoei Ruto, has completed his 2 terms, that is assuming he gets a second term, the people likely to inherit him are one, either Rigathi Gachagua or Mudavadi. But during campaigns, there was a different narrative whereby the president, back then being the deputy president, said that once him and Gachagua are done with his serikali yao, they will hand over to the Meru and the Embu people. Now that's one thing that William Samoei Ruto said during his campaign trail. We know that Mudavadi still has those ambitions of becoming the president of the Republic of Kenya. We know that Rigathi Gachagua, being the second in command, also has ambitions, even though he has not made them clear, but he still has the ambitions. So we know that in 2032, there will be a lot of infighting within the Kenya Kwanza fraternity. That assuming Kenya Kwanza umbrella still survives for the next 5 years. That is, if what we are seeing as the internal angles are not going to increase, but then that means that the Kenya Kwanza is likely to take 10 years, and then thereafter I think the two leaders will now take it head to head. Remember, Sakaja is playing his cards very well by working with Azimio MCs, because he knows that Nairobi is dominated by Azimio, and Mudavadi is okay with it, because should Sakaja come to ANC in the event of a complete fallout with Gachagua, then Nairobi will fall in the hands of Mudavadi. And mind you, that is what Mudavadi wants. He wants his Gachagua to continue attacking Sakaja, so that all those Luya hustlers who are in Kenya Kwanza side with Sakaja and say, no, we are not going to entertain this nonsense from Rigathi Gachagua, and in that case we're just going to decamp to ANC or decamp to any other party, or we're going to say we are not going to support Rigathi Gachagua, but we will support Mudavadi because Mudavadi supports our own. That is, our own is Sakaja. And mind you, in this general election, Sakaja received votes for both Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza banner. So that means Sakaja can be like, a miracle baby, if may term it that way. So that means Sakaja akona umaarufu mkubwa sana Nairobi na eneo lengine. Now, this constant attack by Rigathi Gachagua on Sakaja is what Mudavadi wants to continue, because he's going to milk from it. Now, on to my second observation. Ruto is focused on milking from Western Kenya, and that means Ruto needs Mudavadi more than he needs Gachagua. No, that's the reality. So the fact that Gachagua openly declared war with Luyas when he said that Kikuyus ndio walimchagua Sakaja will only put him in a precarious position, a thing that will make him booed in most rallies. So Mudavadi sees this as an opportunity to outsmart Gachagua and probably dethrone Gachagua in 2027. Mind you, the whole thing revolves around 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, now that's my observation, and it's a reality. The scenario is likely to happen. What Mudavadi enjoys the most is the fact that Rigathi Gachagua anajiharibia jina. That is what Mudavadi enjoys the most. And if Rigathi Gachagua continues with his attacks, then we are likely to see the re-emergence of Atwoli, the re-emergence of Wajakoya, and they will be fighting a same cause. The cause is protecting Sakaja at all costs. So why or what is going to happen should Rigathi Gachagua obey, and should Rigathi Gachagua kiamua kunyamaza, then nini itafanyika? Simple. That would mean that Rigathi Gachagua atakuwa ameshindwa, because the likes of Wajakoya, this is not someone that Rigathi Gachagua can mess with. Rigathi Gachagua, everything about Rigathi Gachagua is exhibited in Wajakoya and is exhibited in Atwoli. So should Atwoli combine with Wajakoya decide to take their fight to Rigathi Gachagua, then definitely Rigathi Gachagua atashindwa na hii vita. So the thing that I think is going to happen is exactly what is happening, because right now what is happening is that Rigathi Gachagua amekunja mkia, and I think this, the hula baloo, everything, those things that he used to say about Sakaja, looks like ameacha completely. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly share your thoughts below the comment section. And once again, I'd like to urge any visitor, ladies and gentlemen, who has not subscribed, please support this channel by hitting the subscribe button. I have a target of 20,000. We'd like to build this community to 20,000 subscribers. We are still at 14,000, almost 400 subscribers. We are left with 5,600. Please, let us continue this journey of building Yoleno TV. Right now, we're still investing in the channel, trying to pimp it. And I think in the next 2 weeks, you'll see something different and different content. And I promise to make 2023 something desirable in this channel. We are going to expand on the content. There will be the content for Bunge la Wananchi. They will have segments for interviews. We're going to have this segment, the big point segment. This is a segment for analysis. We'll also have our segment for Yoleno letter. You know, you've noticed that recently we've been posting letters dedicated to particular leaders. We first of all started by writing a letter to Rigathi Gachagua, where we are urging Rigathi Gachagua to stop being tribalistic. The second letter was directed to the President, William Samoei Ruto, and in that letter, we told the President-elect to be careful while introducing GMO, because we were wondering why double standards. There's a time he said, until the country is ready and the people have disagreed, that's the time they think about a GMO. But this time around, the country is not ready, but the government is planning on forcing GMO on Kenyans. So that's why we wrote that letter to the President, and we hope that some of these letters that we'll be writing will be reaching to the intended people. So ladies and gentlemen, I promise you that Yoleno TV will grow this year. We will focus on content delivery, good content that you deserve, ladies and gentlemen. So please subscribe, give us a like, tell a friend to tell a friend about Yoleno TV. And once again, I always like to urge any visitor, any viewer, to please stay safe, stay blessed until we catch up again in our subsequent analysis.